So do you want to learn how to create a nifty coaster or Christmas ornament for the upcoming holiday season in LightBurn for your state? Well, stick with me because I'm going to show you the easy way to do it. Let's jump into this together. Welcome to this episode of DIY3DTech.com. In this episode, I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to make some money with LightBurn and your laser cutter. So with this, we're going to create the option to make either coasters or Christmas ornaments from your state's shape. Yes. Now, you can go to the internet, you can search line art for your various state, pull it into LightBurn. In this case, we're going to use my home state of Michigan, but before we do that, we need to start with a couple circles. So I'm going to go over here to the circle tool, click on it, pull it over here, and create a basic circle. I'm now going to go up to the top and I'm going to make this 80 millimeters by 80 millimeters. I find this is a good starting size. And then once I have that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here, I'm going to select it, just do Control C, Control V. I'm going to create a copy of it. Then I'm going to go up here. I'm going to make this one 10 millimeters bigger, so I have an inside and an outside. So once that's done, I'm now going to select these two with the arrow tool over here selected, and then I'm going to go up here to vertical align, horizontal align, and boom, I now have an inner and outer circle. Now what I have to do here is bring these two together, so I have actually two complete circles. So while optically it looks like this is empty in the middle, it is not. So what I need to do is first select the outer circle, hold the shift key down, select the inner circle, and then go over here and take the difference between the two of them. This in turn has now created an open area inside, which is very important. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to File, I'm going to go to Import, and then I am going to bring in my Michigan State file. I typically find JPEGs work a little bit better for this when we're talking about line art. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale this down a little bit, move it over here, and then what I'm going to do is go up to Tools, as you see up here. I'm going to go down here to Trace Image here, also Alt-T, and I'm going to click on that. Now you bring up the Trace Image control panel. Now for the most part, this is pretty much a piece of line art, so you don't have to do too much in settings down here as you would with a picture. So I'm just going to simply click OK. Now with my pointer tool selected, I'm going to move this off, and as you can see here, I have my line art, now SVG file, and then I have my JPEG over here, and I'm going to delete that. Now I have a particular problem with this is you notice I have two lines because it traced both the inside and outside lines. So here's a little bit of a tip. Again, with the pointer tool selected, I'm going to click on the state of Michigan. I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to select ungroup. This is important. Now I'm going to click off of it here, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to click the inner line. Now notice only the inner line of the mitt is selected. I'm going to press delete. I'm going to do the same thing for the upper peninsula. I'm simply going to delete the interline. So now I'm only left with a line for the upper peninsula and the lower peninsula. Now I'm going to select these both, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the selected group, and then I'm going to say group. So now they will move in unison as one group, and if I scroll the right way here, as you can see. So now what I want to do is I want to select the state of Michigan. I want to move it over inside of the circle. Now I may have to do a little bit more sizing adjustments with this, which isn't a big deal, because one of the things I want to get the bottom of the mitt inside of this circle, but I don't want it to be too much. You notice it's going to be kind of a little bit on the edge, and then the upper peninsula here is going to kind of touch over here. I'm trying to keep this away from the bottom of the mitt touching this circle, and then from here I'm just going to click outside so you can kind of see a little bit better. I've got a gap here. I've got a pretty big gap here. I'm going to try to fix that a little bit by moving that up to give me a little bit more room on the thumb. But see, I still am a little bit above here, and I need to adjust that. So what I did is I used the Control Shift and the arrow keys to move this right up to the edge here, and so now I should be good to go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom back out. While selected my pointer tool over here, I'm going to select everything, and then I'm going to do a union, and then I'm going to click outside. So now, as you can see here, the state of Michigan is part of the greater circle, and when I cut this out, obviously this area and here will be removed, and the state will float in the middle. Now, there is a little bit of a gap up here which will be cut out, so it will leave these as two independent shapes. You could kind of cheat in a paint program and add the Mackinac bridge in here to connect the two to make it more stable, but pretty much that should be fine. Now, this could serve as an interesting coaster or other ornamental piece, and if you wanted to add, say for example, make this into a Christmas ornament, what you would simply do is come up here to the top. I'm not going to go into complete detail on this, but what we're going to do is add in a circle up at the top, and then we're going to select everything, and we're going to do a vertical line. Select everything again and do a union, and now we have a place where we can now have a hole for the ornament. So here you would simply just go ahead, add a second circle, and again what we're going to do is select the tool over here, and we're going to do a vertical line to make sure it's in the center. We're going to do a Boolean difference, subtract it, and boom, we now have a Christmas ornament. So hopefully you can see how you can go from coaster to Christmas ornament to do all kinds of crazy stuff pretty darn quick. I can think of a couple other different options for this that you could do, but hopefully this has inspired you guys, taught you a little bit about LightBurn, and you can go off and make your own creations. If this was helpful, definitely hit the thumbs up, swag shop in the corner, subscribe down below, and we'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.
Please click like below and subscribe to the channel to keep up to date on all of our projects.